Hello?
Can you hear me?
I could hear you before. How old are you?
I'm 25.
All right. So, what's up with all these backup plans?
I believe that um, women have a lot of trust issues, so they feel like they have to have a backup plan. They don't feel like they can trust a man from their previous relationship or their past. So
Is
I
this
strongly
are you in
believe.
that group?
Oh, I don't believe in it, but I have did that, so I'm going off what experience that I did.
So, making a man in your present pay for the
Mhm.
mistakes of your past equals no future.
That's true.
So, let me flip the script. So,
hmm
if a man had issues from a previous relationship, it would be okay for half the men to take that out on on their current girlfriend.
No, I don't believe in that. That's why I
Okay.
said when I did it, it was more out of despite,
Okay.
out of anger, more or less.
Have you got that addressed now?
Yeah. I mean,
Uh,
I'm single, so I don't have to
okay.
worry about that.
Okay. Do you ever want to be in a relationship again, though?
Yes, I do. I
You want
do
to be
want to
married?
get married. Yeah, I
Okay.
do.
So, what have you done to address the situation?
Just a lot of communication. Um,
With who?
well, with a guy that I'm currently talking to, but you know, it's
No.
just we're
You
just
said,
friends.
okay. So, this is where it kind of starts to go off the rails.
Okay.
You said you're single,
Yeah.
but then there's a guy you're kind of talking to.
Mhm.
Modern women have so many different damn ways to define a relationship. I need to stop that. Number one.
Mhm.
But number two, you have not done any work.
I had to work on myself for the better. So I had to work on myself to understand hey, it's not my problem that this person don't want to be with me. It's time to leave. So I had to understand that when someone doesn't really want to be in
How do you do the work on yourself?
um just not being in a relationship, working on myself by
Okay.
understanding what am I doing
But
wrong
how
in
okay.
order to.
You were in a relationship.
hmm
You needed and you had a backup plan. You're out of the relationship. How do you do the work?
Oh, you're saying that if I would have just stayed in it and
No,
try
no,
to
I'm
work it
saying you're
out
out of the what I'm saying is you're not I'm trying to understand what you classify as work. You said I got to work on myself. How?
by understanding what are you doing wrong in the relationship. I had to figure
Okay.
out what was I
So you
doing wrong.
sat down after the relationship was over and you asked and you figured out what you did wrong.
Yeah, I had to realize what I was doing because it's like this. It's 50-50. It's not always about the.
Do you make room for the possibility that you're not qualified to fix yourself?
You're saying that I need to go to therapist, like
I,
to a
I
therapist.
don't understand. Okay, how do you physician heal thyself? How are you going to fix something while it's going on with you?
I did do that, but I feel like I didn't need
You
it after
you
I
did
hear
you did do what?
you can go through Kaiser and do it, do a
You went
therapy.
to a therapy.
Yeah,
How
but
long
I
did you
didn't do
go?
it that only for a month. It didn't. I mean,
Thank
I
you.
understand her
See,
tips.
stop right
hmm
there. Thank you. I'm gonna say something to you and all women. Y'all don't you guys think y'all think too much of yourselves.
You
You
think I
mean
think too much of
I
myself
said,
by going?
well,
Oh,
listen,
okay. You're
listen.
saying women. Okay.
Yes, you're not the professional. You
hmm
have issues. We all have issues.
Of
But
course.
yet you wouldn't sit down with somebody in less than a month of talking to a trained person and say, well, I'm not doing. I can do it myself. Where else in the world can you do something like that? To where you can sit down with somebody who's trained in something and say, I can do it myself. You don't have the training, you don't have the patient history, you don't have the
Right.
experience.
hmm
Where else can you do something like that?
Nowhere else.
Right.
You
But
have
then
to.
you're going to take it to a human being. You're going to take it to a man and you end up giving him this you that you've been working on.
hmm
See, especially in our community, black people, black women in this case, you're far too
hmm
proud. You don't want to sit down and have somebody tell you about yourself.
No, I understand. I have to allow someone to tell me if I'm doing something
Then
wrong.
why
I
don't you
could
go
take
to another?
prison.
Okay, why don't you go to another therapist then?
Um, I just thought that when I understand what you were saying, because I feel like I already know what I have to work on within myself.
Thank
So
you.
once I
See,
got,
listen how arrogant that sounds.
it sounds arrogant. Once
I
a
feel
person
like I
told me
already
about
know what's wrong with me. If you
once she
would,
told me that, that's when I realized, okay, what I need to work on within myself. What
and
am
that
I
make,
saying wrong?
I'm just listening to you.
No, so what I'm trying to, okay,
No,
let me correct
I'm listening
myself.
to you say that
Mhm.
a woman said you have this. Like, oh, okay, I got it now.
No, I'm not saying that now I'm just up to here now. I'm just saying that once I understand, I have to now figure
Why didn't you
out.
stay in therapy?
Um, I just stopped going. It's not. I don't have an excuse to not keep going.
You know, but okay, so you had an issue.
Hmm.
You at least decided to go, and you did what so many women do. So many, especially so many black women do. You quit,
Yeah, I
and then
should
you wonder why
never
stuff
did
doesn't
that.
work. That'd be like going to a personal trainer and he's saying, "Okay, uh, here's a workout plan. Oh, okay, I got it from here. Bye bye."
Yeah, it sounds really stupid to do. So I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong at all.
And my point is,
To go back.
my point is, there's a man on the other end of you eventually,
Right.
and if you haven't done the work, you're going to end up likely repeating the same problems
Because I didn't fully heal and
because
finish the process.
you haven't done the work.
Okay.
That's it. All
So
right,
what do you recommend
I recommend you go sit down with a therapist,
and how
and
long?
that, it depends on what the animating issues are. As long as there's nothing clinical,
Uh-huh.
but usually at least 6 months.
6 months. Okay.
At
And
least,
I'll,
because, and if you, that means if you go every other week or 3 times a month. But most people switch
mhm.
therapists, and like there are people who will either go 2 or 3 sessions and stop going.
Mhm.
You can't get through anything
Within a month.
because here's the thing: you'll get through one part of it, and then you'll start the issues that are really animating the real issues are much deeper.
Yeah.
You're just scratching the surface. It's like anything else. So appreciate it. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye bye.
Okay.
This is why black women in particular. Let me talk to black women in particular. In our community, in our culture, we have such a stigma on therapy. Black women, black people, black women in this case you've been told that if you go to therapy, you're crazy or you'll pray it away. No, you can't go sit down with somebody who went to school for something, who sees people and think, oh, well, you have anxiety issues. Okay, I got it. So you're gonna go do what? You're gonna go read a book? Gonna go watch a video? Do the work yourself? No. So appreciate everybody's hitting me up on the badges. We got a lot of folks coming in. I think that, I've said this before. You got to slow down to speed up.